this map, I think that what's going to be very hard for all Zergs is a good 2-base timing push by Protoss. Again, you said that that isn't Elfi's style, but if he's the sort of player who loves the 1-base all-in, hopefully he has extended to the 2-base all-in. Now, what I'm referring to is the 6 gateway play, where you take a Nexus and you go for exactly 38 probes. That's an important number. 16 at your main, 16 at your expansion, and 6 mining gas. And 16 plus 16 plus 6 is oftentimes 38, hence making the 38 probe push. You get a lot of basic units and push very early on. So it's extremely difficult for Zergs to defend against because it's impossible to put pressure on early.
Yeah, that is actually such a strong build. And that's what a lot of Zerg players have been having trouble with. And we were talking, both of us were talking to MaDFroG before, and he actually knew that kind of style. I was like, actually, that's really difficult to play against.
Yeah, definitely.
And it will be interesting to see if elfi does decide to go with this. Another kind of style that's very hard for Zerg players to deal with is the Colossus. I mean, even though you can get Corruptors, Mutas to help fight against it, the Colossus, when microed well and held towards the back, especially when you have the correct amount of sentries to keep units away from the Colossus, they just tear through all the Zerg units. Extremely hard to play against.
No doubt, and it looks like the players are ready, and we even have a German streamer Kaldor, in the series, so give a shout out to Kaldor for any of you in the crowd. Hey, for Kaldor. That's right, so we are going directly into Game 2 from Group A action of elfi against MaDFroG. Give a cheer for elfi.
And give a shout out for the most handsome StarCraft 2 player, SK MaDFroG.
And it looks like we are going directly into Game 2 here in Group A. We have elfi spawning in the right position as the blue Protoss. In the bottom, we have MaDFroG spawning as the red Zerg.
And this is going to be key straight away. That's one of the things we always have to look about as soon as we go into a StarCraft 2 game is the spawning locations, because they actually determine the entire strategy and how the game will develop from early, mid to late game. And depending on when elfi wants to scout is going to be extremely important. If he does go down, oh, look, actually, he isn't sending this probe down here. He is moving it down onto the ramp, and he's going to put a pylon right down on the ramp. So it should be interesting to see how he develops this. If he is going to put the forge down, or is he going to go for the gateway, we don't know. I suspect that he will be going for a forge, doing a lot of early pressure into MaDFroG, but MaDFroG is scouting in the right direction. Therefore, the Overlord will be placed on the cliff right next to this pylon and is going to know exactly what's going on. We really need to follow exactly what elfi does in this match. As he will be sending a probe down now any second, and it's going to be really interesting to see how this plays out.
Yeah, I think this is going to be very unfortunate positioning for MaDFroG because these bases are so close. And it's really difficult to defend against an ordinary push in close positions, especially against a 2-base push, because really, if you're in MaDFroG's spot, what do you take as your third base? It is almost impossible to have an easy third choice.
This is actually really interesting, Day9. He's actually saving up minerals. It looks like he may be going for Nexus first, which is really incredible, especially in these positions. And he is going to go down and put the Nexus down first. And at the same time, we have MaDFroG going for 13 gas, 13 pool. So this is going to be super interesting to see how this develops. And MaDFroG is going to move this Overlord down. He's going to see the pylon and sees no forge, no gateway, and is going to suspect exactly what's going on. And it wouldn't surprise me if he does go for early speed straight away to try and do as much harassment and try to get in there as soon as possible.
And there's the forge going down by elfi. This is an extremely tense period in time. The forge has just started, but the spawning pool is almost done. Meanwhile, it looks like elfi is not even building any probes at all. He is definitely very scared of early pressure, even opting to throw down a gateway quickly. And why is the probe going up? There is nothing there. You've seen the Overlord. Oh no.
That's a very
huge
amateur
blunder.
mistake.
I mean, it's so key that it's not just that an Overlord is here, it's the angle from which it came. There's the probe getting sent down, but elfi, despite this blunder, is having very good timing. Looks like there's the photon cannon going down, but oh, MaDFroG sending drones. Zerglings are behind as well.
And he's going to try to get onto the cannon as soon as possible with these drones. He's trying to get the surround on the cannon. And if we look, it's only at half health. He manages to take this cannon down. This could be game right now. And he cancels the Nexus. This is huge. He is panicking and needs to try and block in. But it's not link tight. The links even get in. And it is looking pretty bad for this game.
Oh no, MaDFroG with a potentially successful drone rush in this game. So many cannons getting thrown down, and it looks like MaDFroG is trying to split up his units to pick all of these cannons off. One more cannon is very close to finishing. It looks like MaDFroG will be able to pick these off. didn't get canceled in time. One cannon is up, but the probe count is not looking too good. A second cannon, big blunder by MaDFroG. Oh no, he picks off the pylon that doesn't unpower anything, and now this is 5 drones committed by MaDFroG into the main, and elfi re-walling off. Weirdly enough, this game is still pretty even. What is going on?
Oh, MaDFroG slipped. I mean, he had the clear. It looked like he could have just clearly won that game. And elfi really pulling through there, manages to get these cannons up and walling out. But look at these drones are trying to get down these probes. But if we look at the unit counting station, it's 14 probes versus 12 drones, even though he has got the hatchery gone down, but has successfully managed to defend that. And I actually can't believe he's still in this.
Oh, it looks like the drones nibbled their way into 1 kill collectively, but most have lost their lives. So I just think it would be very funny if MaDFroG stole his gas right now.
That'd be really funny. I don't even think that MaDFroG should be thinking that. He is going to get rid of that pile, and that's quite an interesting decision, actually. What do you reckon the reason for that was?
I mean, in my eyes, elfi just sent a scout probe down here, saw that there was really nothing. So even though he had to do emergency defense versus these early links, now it's essential that he puts pressure on it. Oh my goodness.
elfi, this is crazy. And he is waypoints and zealots down, and now MaDFroG is actually stuck within his base. 3 links are out. But this is actually, as soon as his pylon finishes, he's going to be wanting to put a cannon down. And oh my god, tables have turned.
And you said elfi loved one-base cheesy plays, but I don't think anyone expected this. And there's the cannon going down, taking a little bit of damage, but it looks like this pylon is close to finishing. There's another pylon going down to finish the re-wall also. It looks like elfi will have to pull back, but he does have these 2 zealots here trying to do a lot of damage, and it looks like that finally gets taken down. And now there are 2 more zealots doing a lot of damage, but the probes are going to surround, and elfi's not giving up on the cannon rush yet, trying to bring 2 probes in, but that will, and there's the good game from elfi. Wow.
What a crazy mind game that was.
That
oh
is
my
an
god.
insane game.
Oh my god, as soon as he realized that that was going to fail, he's so far behind, he cut probes, he did not have the economy, the hatchery was down for MaDFroG, and oh my god, what a crazy game that was. That was just intense, so back and forth.
You know, and I think that that is really an example of elfi's inexperience in this sort of LAN environment, because like you just mentioned, when we opened up the unit counting station, we saw that elfi was not actually so far behind. He had a decent amount of probes, had in fact more than his opponent. He had a great defense set up to take an expansion, yet because that early bust almost killed him, the adrenaline convinced him that he probably had to do a big counterattack and win immediately. If he had played calmly, taken that Nexus, a 6-gate fast timing push still would have been very hard to hold off.
I know, that's the decision he made. As you said, when we were casting that, you said that he sent that probe down and saw the hatchery being put down and thought that he'd only be concentrating on drone production, therefore thought, okay, actually maybe I can win this if I can just hold him in there, get a couple of cannons up. And like we said before the game even started, that he does like this one-base play to try to win as soon as possible, and didn't really fancy his chances taking that Nexus, as you said, then just try to end it as soon as possible, and it didn't quite work out for him. And then we have a tie at the top of Group A now. Why?